There are currently 4 presidential proclamations that apply to foreign nationals traveling to the US from 33 countries. When everyone is eagerly waiting for the long ban to be cancelled, Biden administration once again extended this travel ban, signaling that this situation is not going to improve in the near future. But that's not what Mr. Biden said before winning elections.
Let me be crystal clear. The coronavirus does not have a political affiliation. It will infect Republicans, independents, and Democrats alike, and will not discriminate based on national origin, race, gender, or zip code. It will touch people in positions of power as well as the most vulnerable in our society. And it will not stop. Banning all travel from Europe or any other part of the world may slow it, but as we've seen, it will not stop it. And travel restrictions based on favoritism and politics rather than risk will be counterproductive.
Leaving that apart, nowhere in any of these presidential proclamations there is reference to ban visa issuance, but if the State Department refuses to issue the visa, people cannot travel to US even if they quarantine 14 days in different country, so a 14-day quarantine ban becomes a permanent travel ban for many. This is creating crisis-level visa backlogs and processing delays. It will keep families apart longer, impact foreign visitors and students, and impair the ability of US businesses to bring in or bring back foreign talent to fill seasonal and permanent positions, all of which impact our economic recovery from the pandemic. As per NVC, number of documentarily complete immigrant applicants scheduled for interview appointments in June 2021 is only 30,320, that is less than 6% of pending applicants, which leaves a backlog of 506,221 documentarily complete cases, which is more than 74% of applicants waiting for visa appointments. On top of this, there are a ton of other immigrant and non-immigrant cases in various family, visitor, and employment categories waiting for visa appointments. In this situation, what you can do to get US visa and travel. Let's discuss the possible options. If you are interested in this topic, stick around till the end of this video. For your immigration news and updates, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Do not forget to hit that notification bell. Let's get into the video. During an interview with a top official from Indian Embassy, he shared some insights on when the travel restrictions will be lifted and when consulates will start issuing visas normally for everyone.
We say in America, that's above my pay grade. That's going to be decided all the way up at the White House. But I would say, here's a good guide. Very similar visa restrictions were placed on the Schengen area of Europe, most of the European Union, before India, and they're still in place. I think when you see the ones lifted for the Schengen area, that'll be a signal that the ones for India are coming. I don't know how quickly. It's really hard to predict. I hope it's soon, but very hard to predict.
When he was questioned on who can travel when presidential proclamation is in place, he responded,
"The basic rule under the presidential proclamation is that no one can travel." Now, once you say that, you build up the exceptions. American citizens can, American LPRs, green card holders can. If we issue a student visa, you automatically have a national interest exception. You can travel to the US. If we issue you an H-1 visa, it's going to be because you showed us you're going in support of critical infrastructure, or maybe you got separated from your family that's in the US. Similar with some other kinds of visas like J exchange visas or L intercompany transfer visas. The tough category is the B1, B2 tourist and business visitor. It's very, very hard for them to get national interest exceptions. So basically, they're not going to be traveling to the US as long as we have a presidential proclamation.
His response applies to other country nationals too, where similar presidential proclamation exists. When he was asked about requesting emergency appointments, this is what he mentioned.
Please don't. We're getting overwhelmed by the emergency appointment request.
Let's continue our discussion. Although the Biden administration has expressed some empathy for immigrants and travelers who want to come to the United States, it has not done anything yet to meaningfully address the situation. So far, the only response from the White House has been the creation of expert working groups to check and lift the travel restrictions. As the US vaccination rates increase, COVID-19 infections subside, and the US is resuming some pre-pandemic activities, it is time for the Biden administration to terminate immigration policies that restrict entry into the United States. Nowhere in any of these presidential proclamations there is reference to ban visa issuance, but if the State Department refuses to issue the visa, people cannot travel to US even if they quarantine 14 days in different country, so a 14-day quarantine ban becomes a permanent travel ban for many. This is creating crisis-level visa backlogs and processing delays. It will keep families apart longer, impact foreign visitors and students, and impair the ability of US businesses to bring in or bring back foreign talent to fill seasonal and permanent positions, all of which impact our economic recovery from the pandemic. Even though it may not be applicable to everyone, working with an immigration expert will help you circumvent the travel ban using one of the options which we are going to discuss now. Option 1. Automatic eligibility for national interest exception. The travel restrictions do not apply to certain categories of individuals, including but not limited to US citizens, lawful permanent residents, parents or legal guardians of a US citizens or lawful permanent residents, provided the US citizen or LPR is unmarried and under the age of 21, and other categories include certain travelers whose entry would be in the national interest as determined by the Secretary of State and the Secretary of Homeland Security. Additionally, certain categories of travelers are automatically considered for national interest exception without having to file an application with an embassy or consulate. These categories include fiancé of US citizens and F1 and M1 students. Option 2. Manually applying for national interest exception. The categories of travelers eligible to apply for national exception include certain exchange visitors, Educational Commission for Foreign Medical Graduates, travelers providing executive direction or vital support for critical infrastructure sectors, travelers providing vital support for significant economic activity in the United States, and some other categories. These applicants should be scheduling a non-immigrant visa appointment at an embassy or consulate abroad. If no routine visa appointments are available, a visa applicant must apply for an emergency appointment through the online visa scheduling system. Option 3. Request interview waiver from consular post. On March 11, 2021, the State Department extended its policy to expand interview waivers for individuals applying for a non-immigrant visa in the same classification if their visa expired within 48 months. This option is still in place until December 31, 2021. Option 4. Request visa waiver from Customs and Border Protection. Under Immigration Nationality Act, Section 212d4, U.S. Customs and Border Protection may admit a non-immigrant to the U.S. who does not hold a valid visa due to an unforeseen emergency. The request is filed in the port of entry using U.S. Department of Homeland Security Form I-193. This form is an application for waiver of passport or visa. Option 5. Applying U.S. visa in other countries' U.S. embassy as a third country national. When your country's consulate is closed due to COVID, it is possible to apply for a U.S. visa in a country other than the country from which you hold your passport. This is called applying as a third country national. If you meet the quarantine requirements, these countries may allow you to apply for visa even if your country is in presidential proclamation list. While most embassies accept applications from third country nationals, not all do so. You should check the website of the embassy at which you plan to apply for the visa to see if they accept applications from third country nationals. Option 6. Lawsuit for visa processing delay and no visa policy in federal court. In the recent past, we can see victory in so many immigration cases, so filing a lawsuit in federal court challenging the processing delays might be an option for certain travelers. The individuals behind those cases have found much success in federal court. Judges have thus far shielded winners of the 2020 Diversity Visa Lottery, a group of family-based immigrant visa applicants, and several Extraordinary Ability O1 visa applicants from the no visa policy. Option 7. Extend status within the U.S. If someone is already in the United States, they can try to extend their visa beyond their eligible stay period, citing pandemic travel restrictions and health reasons. Example includes extending visitor's visa within U.S. filing B1 visa instead of work visa to extend the stay, etc. If none of these options are applicable to your case, individuals subject to the regional bans may need to closely monitor your embassy website and social media updates. The specific processes set in place at individual consular posts vary considerably depending upon local and external conditions and policies. Therefore, it is important to check with the specific consular office regarding the national interest exception application process and requirements. As mentioned earlier, you may need to contact an expert immigration attorney to evaluate if some of the above steps may be applicable to your case. U.S. immigration is following the developments regarding the National Interest Exception Process (NVC) status and COVID-19 travel-related restrictions closely and will provide regular updates on this important matter as they become available. If you have not subscribed, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Do not forget to hit that notification bell. See you soon in our next video.